we're going to go through some tips, some easy things that you can do, some small tweaks that you can make to look and sound good when using these tools such as Zoom or Skype or StreamYard. Webcams function better with more light than they do with less light. If you have a window in your office and you can position yourself to where you are facing the window, the light source is in front of you and behind the camera, that's going to be the best natural light you can get during the day. If a bright light source is behind you, then you're going to become kind of dark and you're going to look silhouette. You're going to get that silhouetted look, and it's not going to look as good. Computers have built-in webcams. That's fine when you're getting started. You may decide that upgrading to an external webcam, highly recommend the Logitech C920 or C922X. If you upgrade to one of those, you're going to see a big jump in quality for a webcam from an external webcam versus the one that's built into your computer. Now, one thing to be careful of, generally webcams, the ones that I mentioned, are fairly inexpensive. Right now, there's a lot of price gouging going on Amazon, so be careful. I would buy it from a manufacturer rather than a seller on Amazon, or buy it from B&H or Anorama or a camera shop that's not going to be jacking the prices way up. So be careful about that. If you're seeing these webcams more than $100 or $110, more than that, you know that somebody's messing around with the prices and taking advantage of the fact that so many people are working from home. Another thing that's great to get is a mini tripod to put your webcam on. I actually put my camera not only on a tripod, but I stack it on a couple of books so that it stands a little higher. That frees you up if you're using a laptop, or you can move your computer around. You don't lose the shot that you've now established that looks good. You can move your camera without shaking your video and doing that. So that's a useful tool to have. Look into the lens when you can. This is something that I come from a radio background, and it's something that I haven't been great about doing. I've focused more on the conversation, and I can't help looking down at the screen a lot. That's my monitor, rather than looking into the lens of the camera. But at least when you're making a key point, when you're speaking, if you look into the camera and you deliver that point, you ask for that raise, you look into the camera and you nod when your boss is talking to you. Almost everybody else on a Zoom call, Zoom meeting, is looking at the other people's video feeds in their monitor. If you look at the lens, at least when you're making a point, or at least when you're listening, when you're being addressed, it makes a big difference. It's easy to stand out that way. And of course, the cleaner and neater your environment is, the better. So all that matters is what's on camera. Anything outside the frame can be as chaotic as you need, but if you want to look professional, make sure that what's in the camera frame is clean, neat, and has as few distractions as possible. One thing you can do to change the look of your office, your home office, wherever you are conducting business from, is you can add a green screen. I've added a physical green screen behind me, and that's enabled me to look like I'm broadcasting from a studio instead of a home office / second bedroom in my home. And you can make it look like a home office, but one that's doesn't double as another room. You can make it look however you want to look. Basically, Zoom and StreamYard have green screen technology that's very easy to use. As long as you have the physical green screen, you can pick an image to replace your background. And now on Zoom, you can pick a video as well to replace your background. So Use plenty of lighting when using a green screen, particularly if you're using a webcam. Unless you're using a camera that has super low light performance, you want to have some even lighting on the green screen, but your primary lighting will still be in front of you, so you light the green screen separately. If you move around a lot, and I'm probably doing that, again, part of my radio background, I talk with my hands. I don't think about my visual presentation as much as I probably should. But if you move around a lot with a webcam and a green screen, you're giving yourself a chance that your video and your green screen is might be a little bit off at times. And again, Zoom and StreamYard don't have a big learning curve, so pay attention to those two platforms if you're looking to start with green screens. There's a lot you can do with it right now. I know you're all thinking I'm in the worldwide headquarters of Livestream Universe. I'm in the studio. I've got it set up just for this show. But in reality, this is what I'm doing. So the ability to make such a drastic change with a green screen, and I was never a green screen. I was always a natural background person, but there's no way that I can replicate a studio kind of environment if that's what I want to show off at home versus what I could do with a green screen. A lot of people are using Zoom for calls. A lot of people are using similar platforms, Skype, StreamYard. A mini LED light panel is a great way if you need to add light either at night or to supplement your natural light. There's just these small panels that, you can get them $25, $35, $45, and you can put it on a mini tripod, or if you have a standing tripod. Some of them can sit right on top of a camera if you have a DSLR or mirrorless camera, or there's just different ways to mount them. There's little lighting stands that you can mount them on. But they're really effective in dialing in your lighting. So if you need help with lighting, those are great, inexpensive, and effective tools to use. I also recommend, when possible, hardwire your internet connection, because video transmission isn't really ideal through Wi-Fi. If you're hardwired, your quality isn't going to drop. There's always little drops in Wi-Fi, and video is much larger than just sending audio over the internet. If you can hardwire, if you can plug in through Ethernet and an adapter, you're going to have a smoother quality stream of video and probably a little bit higher quality, certainly more consistent. You're not going to have as much buffering and things like that. ABC, always be charging. I always have my laptop plugged in. I always have my camera plugged in. Any device that I'm using, I have it powered some way other than a battery that can go out, unless I'm out in the field and have to use battery. Zoom, we talked about green screen. Zoom does provide virtual backgrounds. Be careful with those. They're not that well done. I mean, it's amazing that they can do it without a green screen. If you don't have a green screen, you can upload an image, or you can use one of their images, and Zoom's AI will do the best that it can to replace your background with that image background or that video background. But it just can't dial it in the way they could if you had a green screen. So be careful. Half your face can be sliding out of the image, and it may not be what you want to do when you're in a professional setting. And also, a little known feature in Zoom, there's a little box you can check in Zoom to actually touch up your appearance. It's almost like you're getting camera ready. It sort of softens your appearance a little bit with light or something. I'm not sure exactly what they do, but it's pretty good. So, if you're getting ready for a meeting, you want to look your best, you can try that, as well as a feature to play around with. I'm Ross Brand. My company's LivestreamUniverse.com. I help people go live with video, and also provide consulting on all different types of broadcasting and social media. You can find me on LinkedIn and on Twitter.